Hello and welcome to Happy Vending. I'm Bill, and today is the end of daylight savings time, which means you have to fall back an hour with your clocks. So today I'm going to show you how to set the clock in a G3 machine back 1 hour. Stay tuned. Happy Vending. Now, you may not need to use the clock in your G3 machine if you're not doing any timer programming. But in my machines, as you can see by these signs on the back, I have these selections controlled to come on and off at different times. And I also have the lights in the machine go on and off at different times. And if you're doing any type of commands like that, you have to make sure your clock is set right in your machine. Now, this shorter Coke machine over here, that machine I put a newer control board in, and it has the newer daylight saving time dates, so it knows when to go ahead an hour and fall back an hour. So I don't really have to do anything with that machine. But this taller 8049 machine, that still has an old G3 control board in it, and it still thinks daylight savings time ends at the end of October, and that's when clocks should go back an hour instead of in November. So for that machine, I actually have the daylight savings function turned off, and I manually set the clocks back an hour. So let's see how all this works. The first thing you have to do, of course, is open up the machine to activate the programming mode, which there's a button on the control board. The control board is behind the inner door up here at the top. You know, the older G3 control boards have the big red button at the bottom, and that's what you need to press in. Now, on your front display, you'll be in the error menu. That's the first menu it goes into, and if you entered that, it would show you any errors that have been recorded for your machine. You're going to be using the top 4 selection buttons to get through your menus. You're going to press the second button to start going up through the different menus. And you're looking for the time menu. Now, if it doesn't show it, you're going to have to put a password in the password menu to get into the additional menus. And the password simply is 4231. And then you press the 4th button again. And now you can see the additional menus, setting the price, space to sales, configuration. But once again, we're looking for time. I know the M looks like an N, but I mean, that's as good as they can do. Then you're going to press the 4th button to enter this menu. Enable 1, year. That would be if you had to set the year. That doesn't change. The month, the date, and the hour. We need to do the hour. So you press the 4th button to enter that. Now it's showing 1418, and that's because it shows us in military time, 24-hour time. Now I'm on the East Coast, and right now the time is actually 1:18 p.m., which equals 1318. So this clock is an hour ahead. It didn't automatically fall back, and I'm going to have to make it fall back. I'm going to press the 3rd button to make it go back an hour, and now notice it's 1318. Now, if it were the spring and I had to go ahead an hour, you press the 2nd button, and that goes forward to 15. But we have to make it 1318. Press the 4th button to accept that. It goes to the minutes. I'm going to make it go ahead a couple minutes because it sort of freezes the time as I'm in this menu, and it's going to be 1320 very soon. Then you press the 4th button, and it locks that, and you're good to go. If I went further, date, month, year, enable. This right here, DST, stands for Daylight Savings Time. And this is where, if this were a newer board, I would activate this and it would automatically change the machine an hour ahead. But like I said before, this is an older board, so it would be changing the time at the wrong time. It would be changing it at the end of October. But if it were a newer board, I would enter this, press the 4th button, and you can see I have daylight savings time turned off on the machine so that it doesn't automatically adjust it. But if I went through these with the 2nd button, that's I think Australian. It has for different areas the daylight saving settings. That's Australia. I think that's Europe. And NA is North America. That's what I would have it set to. But like I said, I have to keep it turned off. I'm gonna leave it set to that. Well, there we go. I have everything set. To get out of this, you just have to close the machine and it will go back into normal mode. So there you go. That's how you set daylight savings time on a G3 machine, and now my machines are all ready for the students to have their drinks blocked. Well, that's all for this week. As always, happy vending.